Welcome back to Prison Bio Breakdown, where the bios are sweet and the crimes are sour. Today's episode brings us to the Castle on the Cumberland, also known as Kentucky State Penitentiary, where inmate Christopher Endicott is serving time for a crime that sounds like it came from a Lifetime movie. If Lifetime movies were much, much darker. Christopher Endicott is 29 now, but when this story begins, he was just 15. According to his WriteAPrisoner profile, he's looking for someone to pass the time with, or maybe more. Here's what he has to say. Hi, my name is Chris. I'm putting this out there in hopes of finding someone to pass time with, or who knows where things may go. I'm 29 years old, 6'4", 235 pounds, with brown hair and blue-green eyes. I'm a country boy. I've been locked up for about 14 years and have about 33 months left. I was young and dumb and made a choice that affected a lot of people's lives, but you can't change the past, only move forward and learn from it. I'm an easygoing guy, an open book. I can talk about anything. As they say, you can't judge a book by its cover. I love to listen to music, work out, and do anything that involves the outdoors. If you would like to know more about me or need a friend, then hit me up by email or through the mail. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Give it a shot. You never know where things may go. Everyone has a past, good or bad. It's how you learn from it and move forward that matters, and the person you become is what counts the most. He says he enjoys music, working out, and the outdoors, but in 2011, his idea of a getaway was a stolen Chevy Lumina, a missing 12-year-old girlfriend, and 2 dead guardians left behind in their bed. Let's rewind. In Edmonton, Kentucky, Christopher had been living with his second cousin, Barbara Holloway, and her husband, Gary, who had taken him in just 3 months earlier. He was 15 years old. His father was incarcerated, his mother deemed unreliable. Neighbors described the Holloways as generous people who always helped others. Family members said they gave him everything. On that Tuesday, after no one could reach the couple, their adult son and a friend went to the house. They found Barbara and Gary shot in their bed, likely while they slept. Autopsies revealed Gary died from multiple gunshot wounds and Barbara from a single shot to the head. That same day, an Amber Alert was issued, not just for Christopher, but for a 12-year-old girl he had been dating. Her parents reported her missing around 5 a.m. Authorities didn't know whether the teens were victims or suspects. Christopher was believed to be driving the Holloway's white 1997 Chevy Lumina. A volunteer firefighter spotted the car and alerted authorities. When police tried to stop it, Christopher led them on a brief chase before crashing through a fence. He and the girl fled on foot but were quickly caught. Christopher was charged with murder, robbery, tampering with evidence, reckless driving, and fleeing police. The weapon was a deer hunting rifle Gary kept. Christopher found the ammunition, loaded it, and used it while the couple slept. Then there was this. Christopher took the couple's dog, Lola, a pug chihuahua mix, and dropped her off at the adult daycare center where Barbara's elderly parents went. He also took about $1,500 in savings, money the family had been setting aside for a camping trip. The Holloways weren't just guardians, they were family. Their home was meant to be a second chance. But according to family members, they had recently grounded Christopher and taken away his phone in an attempt to stop his relationship with the 12-year-old. Police believe that was the motive, a plan to run away driven by anger and entitlement. I think he did it just for the simple fact he couldn't get his way, one family member said. The first people who showed him love, he didn't know how to take it, said another. The girl told police she knew Christopher planned to take the car and come for her, but claimed she had no idea he would kill the Holloways. Family said Christopher had a history of school suspensions for bullying, bringing cigarettes to school, and being disruptive. Barbara and Gary Holloway were laid to rest on March 26, 2011, in Sulphur Springs Cemetery in Beechville, Kentucky. Initially held in a youth detention center, Christopher was charged as an adult. In 2012, he pleaded guilty to the murders and related charges. Prosecutors asked for life without parole. His attorneys pushed for a sentence with probation, citing his age. The judge withheld a final ruling, stating he would reevaluate the sentence once Christopher turned 18. That reevaluation ultimately resulted in a 20-year sentence with parole eligibility in 2028. His projected release is 2030. Over a decade later, Christopher is back online, searching for pen pals. His bio says he's learned from the past, and that everyone has one. But that's doing a lot of heavy lifting for a double homicide. That's it for this episode of Prison Bio Breakdown. If this story made your eyebrows hit the ceiling, go ahead and like, subscribe, and drop a comment. Would you write to Christopher? New bios every week, same sweet words, same sour truths. See you next time.